What do you do with all the scraps left over from your 3D printer? Well, I take all those scraps and I get a couple of inexpensive molds from Amazon, silicone molds like you'd make ice cubes or chocolate in, and I fill them with the scraps. I put them in the oven at 450. You're going to have to refill it a few times as the material melts down and leaves more room, and then you eventually want to get it up to the very top of the mold. This was easy to do with these open molds, a little bit harder to do with this mold for some RPG dice, and then taking them out of the mold, probably the most hazardous part. Some of these Star Wars molds were very cheap. I got a whole bunch of them for like $10, and some of them did not survive, but I'm glad that this Millennium Falcon mold did, because I made a couple of different color combinations. I like that one a lot. I also had a very cool TARDIS that was very deep and had a lot of detail, and that came with a Dalek on the same mold as well, so I got my little Doctor Who combo there. But what I really wanted to try was to make some dice with it. So I got this dice mold, and you have to fill it up through a smaller hole in the top, and you really have to stuff a lot of material down there, and then when it's totally full, you put a top piece on that stamps the top number into the die. But once I got the hang of that and got them out, I had to trim a little bit of flair on some of them, but then they looked and felt great. Really had the same weight and heft as store-bought dice, and I liked them a lot. I thought it was a very cool project, and I got this great marbled color out of them, and of course they roll nicely. And then when you look at everything up close, lots of detail. They're detailed on three sides for the most part. The bottom side is blank. You can sand it down, use these as a paperweight. I found that the dice were actually very practical. Again, they have the look and feel and weight of real dice, which is great. And experimenting with different colors of PLA scrap, you can get different color combinations, which is a lot of fun. So if you have some material left over, here's something you can do with it.